Alright, so hello everyone, welcome to the stream. Was this always turned around? I remember this being rotated. That's weird. Okay, let me just the rotation. Rotate counterclockwise. Okay, well that was weird. But anyways, moving on to the lineup portion of this piece. Generally pretty happy with how the sketch came out for all intents and purposes. The bits I'm not sure about is basically the flick of hair right along here. Let me just put a pin so I'm actually on the layer. So like the flick of hair here, which is like, and whatever's happening over here back here. So probably put some time into figuring that out while dealing with all of that. But otherwise I think it should be okay. I'll probably resize that fountain pin a little bit because right now it's looking more like a lethal weapon than a fountain pin. Actually, if it definitely needs to be thinner, but I think the length is actually fine based on all this perspective that we've got here. That should, yeah, it should be fine as long as I drop the width a little bit. It's definitely more of a stabbing weapon than a piece of stationery right now, so make sure that is taken into account. But a little bit more visible there. Go ahead and start on all of the parts here. So I think in terms of how I'm going to separate the lines, I'm going to draw Fuyu herself separate from the bench. I think I'm going to do the bench completely separately. The suitcase I think is going to be a part of it. I think it's just more comfortable doing it that way. So the first thing I do actually want to work out is what exactly I'm doing. Right now, let's just kind of do it. I want to go more like. I want to like shorten this a little bit so that's like cutting off a lot earlier. I think something more like this. Do this will also, this should like hard down all the way to her eyes, right? A little bit thick, but I think this angle kind of have to do something like that. Just bring this in a little bit more sharply. Layering this very well right now because this is like one layer. This layer actually sits on top, right? In this layer sits on top of that. Also for the back, so it has to like wrap into her head a little bit more aggressively. How do I feel about that? I should be okay. Alright, let's see. Ba, 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 bum. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 bum. Ba, 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 bum. Bum, ba, ba, bum. I need a thicker pen. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, ba, bum. Ba, 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 bum. Ba, 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 ba. Pop. Ba, 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 bum. Um, ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Hum, hum, hum. Ba, ba. Ba, la, ba, 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 bum. Hum, hum, hum. I should probably stand up. La ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. La ba 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 ba. La ba 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 ba. Ba ba ba. Ba 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 ba. ba 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 bum ba ba. Bum ba 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 ba. Bum ba 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 bum ba. Bum ba 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 bum ba bum. Bum ba 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 bum ba. Indeed. Here's that. Oh, by the way. That's the wrong spot to put that line. It does too. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Ba ba bum. How do I want to do with this one? Hum. Hum. I like this. I want to wrap this around more aggressively. That doesn't look right. Ba, 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 ba. Alright, let's go. Ba, 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 ba. Then we want to go middle. Indent thingy. That's which way are we looking? Yeah, it should be from here. Ba, 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 Hello indeed. What do I want to do with this? There is a Discord server, but I use it as a notice board because I'm not big enough to really warrant one. There's not enough of a community to really have a community server. So it's literally just I use it if I need to basically post an update. That's important. If for some reason you want to contact me though, it is the best way, because I will see. Oh yeah. Don't want to deal with this. Let's just put this down. Well, don't do that. Let's bring that down like that. Oh, good. Well, whoop, oh, put that in. Okay, we'll start with that. On that note, I should really start posting to the Discord again at some point. I was actually getting a little bit better about it, and then I stopped. what do I want to do? That's... Put that in, put this through. What is happening here? Here's that. How far out does that come? That doesn't come out that far. Bring us in. Hum. Ginger's not that. If that's about the model I'm using, it's more supposed to be a walking billboard for commissions. Appreciate like some liberal channel growth, but being famous is also something I'd like to avoid. It seems like it's just a lot of things that just come with being very famous that's just incredibly unpleasant to deal with. Let's go that for the front of the tie. What are we looking at here? Okay. I usually tell people I don't consider myself a good person. For the most part, I keep myself out of trouble, but I'm very self-aware. I have a very poor ability to feel any empathy. Depending on how much you feel empathy should be a requirement to be a good person. I want to bring this in under here. Not in particular. Something is incorrect here. What the heck did I just do? Oh, what did I do here? What do I do here? I feel like I'm not bringing the her shirt collar out far enough. Do I need the shirt collar to be looser? Definitely something is well, I want to bring her necklace up. No, I want to bring the collar down. I'm doing here. I'm not that bothered about talking to people. The only thing that I do ask, generally speaking of on stream especially, is that I am not your friend. That is a policy I stand by. The creator is not your friend. The closest I'll go with is that I'll talk to you like an acquaintance. What did I do here? I feel like I need to change how this color setting. Okay, we're just gonna bring this down. I think that's probably gonna be a good solution. We just bring the tie down entirely so that we have a little bit more of the fold going down this way. Bring that down, bring that down over the top of that. Bring this down, toss that out, and then that is folding around. Okay, so then we want to go fold this over the top. Fold that over the top. This needs to go. This folds here. This is not a line. This is a crease. Fold this underneath, and then fold this underneath. And then the tie goes like here. This goes this way. Pop this bit out, and then the tie goes over here. So she's wearing it loose. Okay. We want this to be more triangular than I had before. Longer and more triangular. And I still don't know how I feel about this pin. Using this pin for 2 days now, and I don't know how I feel about it. The good sounding reason is that I do play the game and I enjoy it. The less nice sounding reason is it's very popular, and because I'm not very big, it's very easy to get interactions and views if I post below that kind of stuff. I do play the game, I do enjoy it. We want to bring, this is below, right? Yeah, this is below. So this would fold out to like here. This would fold down this way. Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm particularly familiar with the fandom meter, honestly. The one part of the game that I do not enjoy is purely the fact that the game lacks voice acting in the story portion. This needs to hang, so this needs to go over her breasts, so kind of bring this out a little bit and then fold it down again. I don't know what the fandom's like at all, honestly, because I very much don't take part of it. Let that fold over her breasts and then go down. She is indeed packing a little bit. You want what kind of tie is this? This needs to go out over the top, then into here, and then triangle down. Bring it down. I mean, I did go onto the Reddit yesterday actually because I needed to dig out the official images of the new characters. I mean, I was on Twitter, so I really didn't need to go on Reddit, but the Reddit was literally just memes. It was amazing. It was like all memes and fan art. There's like basically no posts about the actual game. Like, how hard is this material? Do I need like poker? I need a poker bracelet. Like that. Uniform should be a little bit of a hard material, so I can afford to do a little bit of a poke out here. Because that is not just the shape of her breast, it's also the shape of her uniform on top of that. Then bring this around. Let's bring. How does this go on the side of here? Sure. Okay. So we bring this down so that it's folding over her breasts into here. How do I feel about the way I've done the hair up here? Actually, no, let's keep the line there. Yeah, just leave it that way. Well, actually, no, we'll take this line down and we'll bring this so that's a lot shorter. How do I feel about that? Alright, then I actually want to bring a line below here. I want to bring this in like like that. Nah, that's fine. Whoop. Let's just go crease into here. Ba, 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 Why is the line so much thicker? Really not used to the line weight in yet. Let's. Actually, wait, where's their body? Oh, like that, pop that. Need a little bit buried up. So what am I doing here? This has to hang loose off her back. Where's her back? This has to come down. And this has to... Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. La, ba, 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 ba. Hmm. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Bring this around. Ba, 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 ba. Bring the sleep all the way up to here, so that will bring sleep down on here. Ba, 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 ba. Increasing us as it comes down. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. This needs to fold over the top of this part, so we'll just go like that. Bum, 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 bum. How's that feel? That feels okay. Maybe I should do something. Up, up, up. I just make sure cool. Oh. That's then. What kind of eyebrows are we looking at? Standard. All right. Saving this. Up, 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 up. Why is this moving around? Stop moving around, please. Up. Sure, like, yeah, let's go. That'll pop that out, pop that out, and pop that out. No. I think the starting line is okay. Up, 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 up. No, that's fine. Sure. What are we dealing with here? Don't know how I feel. Wait. Okay, so what are we dealing with here? The lock on her suitcase. Okay, that's not that. Not that bumpy, so we'll just go put it over the top of this part. Then we'll just roll that over the top and just let this hang. We'll just go let that hang. Alright, pop this out. Okay, how do I feel about that? That should be okay. Ba, 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 ba. Okay, bring our skirt around. How thick's the skirt? Can we see how thick this? No. Pop that in. Probably let's hang a little bit more than it is right now. I think that should be around here, so let's just have to raise it back up from there. Okay, leg. And bring the cob in towards this. Go. And we want to roll the her boots over the top. Okay, want to have it hang with gravity a little bit, so we'll have it hang this way. And have this side hug her leg a little bit more. Leather itself is thick and heavy, so put that behind the main part of the litter there. Bring that down. Curve that in. Hit her out. Ba, 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 oh wait. This needs to go more like this. Alright, bring that out. Bring the heel sole around. Bring that around. Then we want to bring this in just a little bit and then pop. Come on, pop, pop. Then we want to, this is hard letters, so we can just basically bring this all the way down at least to her toes. Oh jeez. That is why the back of the heel looks taller than the front, because of the whatchamacallit, the little lift on the heel. Can they bring this down more aggressively? A little bit more. Why is my wrist hurt? Give that a shake out. I just increase the line weight here as the two legs are kind of overlapping on each other. Okay, then we want to go ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Something like that for the heal. That's not completely insane, okay. Okay, now the question is, do I use a straight line tool for this? Do I just freehand the suitcase like some kind of psycho? I should really just straight line tool this. Just be smart about it. Technically, I should even use perspective tool if I want to be like very nice to this. Okay, let's see. Yikes! Oh, that was miles off. Okay, that's why you don't freehand straight lines like a psycho. You bring this out like here. I mean, it's still kind of freehanding these like a psycho. They're just straight lines instead of less straight lines. Okay, I think I actually need to match this up to the top, the bottom. I need the clearance here. No, I need to match up the. Okay, bring this out this way, bring this down, pop that out. Hello indeed. Gone round to the good old twins. One's definitely better than the other when it comes to gameplay. A little sad on that front, but pop that in. That is definitely not in the right spot. Looking at, I guess it's okay, right? Then we just bring this in this way. This is totally parallel to that line. It's different. 100% perpendicular, but fine. Put that in. Then I need one line going straight down. One line as parallel as I can get it to this line. Out there. A little bit of perspective doesn't hurt. This corner needs to be a little bit higher. Because this is actually a little bit taller in here. So let's just do that. Pop that out, pop this line out. And then I would just pull this across and try to make these about as parallel as I can get them. Probably should have looked at the line at the bottom too. It's not exactly very nice, but also this should be a little bit thicker on this part right here. Bring this down to this, and it will also bring this as parallel as I can get it here. I'm trying to figure out, I haven't done any animated emotes literally since the Highlander event. It's actually a little wild thinking about it that way. Then we want to bring a square down right here. Try to keep this somewhat parallel. We just want to have this line as parallel and 100% eyeballing this, so who cares if it's not overly accurate, it'll be good enough. Okay, now need to round these out, so come into here, we'll go ahead and just round the corner. You know how popular the twins are actually. I could literally go with a continued stream of... Whoa, don't do that. Drawings are just a totem. I can literally farm views of it if I wanted to. How do I do a corner on the bottom like this? We want to round and roll. Oh, we don't want to round this here, and then we want to pull this corner into we want to go like and we want to round these corners out too. Okay, then we've got this the seam here. Does it go through the middle? It goes through the middle on one side. That means we need to bring a somewhat parallel line out from under the lock. Let's just do somewhat parallel, so about here. Then just bring this straight down. This down, and then we can actually deal with this just by going thicken the line here, specifically on the part. Kinda looks like the opening on the suitcase. Just a bit of line weight there. And then this bit actually needs to be narrow. Narrow this part, narrow this part. Then we need to put the locks onto here for the bolts. We'll go whop, whop. Roll that under here. Then go. that out, pop that out. Then we also need to do this to the bottom. We want some middle part on. Yeah, something like that. Altered on. I think it also has like the actual bolt itself out onto that. A little bit of thickness to it, so we'll go hard against one side here. Okay, where does this actually sit? This sits so that the brake on this before it lifts is here. We'll go a little bit like this into this. And this goes whop like this. Alright, fully eyeballed bit of precision here. Not a great idea, but it works. Okay, something like that. Oh, that is so eyeballed in. That's amazing. Should actually have a much taller bit here. Should be like much rounder, much more narrow. Where the hook's coming out of. What's actually happening back here? I think we'll just line weight the thickness in here rather than trying to make it actually thick. A little bit of this. Something like that. Okay, how's that feel for now? Okay, that is off with the line up done. Alright, then we want to create a line underneath. We'll go back. Alright, now for yet another two very not straight lines. These probably should be a couple of these. Let's go. Alright, so we've got a line A. More or less parallel line with a little bit of perspective, maybe, like that. The wall should actually be more like here. The bottom line of the paintings, the brains should be about maybe about this thing. Need to bring this down, pop Fuyu. And we want to see the inside side of this because of the angle. Also, base of this picture frame. Then we want to bring like so. Then we want to go push this right against the wall. Ba, 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 ba. Alright, now for the gun, which I'm purely basing off this. What's actually the most important part here? Is it the grip, not the barrel, in terms of getting the shape in? I feel like I did an okay job on the whole thing. All things considered, given the complete lack of gun knowledge I have. Ba, ba, ba. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Alright, free-handing this again for some reason. That's totally not a bad idea. Oh dear. Bum, 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 bum. You can literally just paint the gun in as I see it and then add the 3D effects to it afterwards, right? Actually, that tool here. Hmm. What are we doing here? Should actually pull it a bit earlier, shouldn't it? Bup, 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 bup. Bup, bup, Why am I freehanding this? I don't know, but I'm gonna do it. Bup, 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 oh! Bup, bup, bup. Don't do that, please. Why? Oh, can I just connect these to that? Where's it? Connect vertices. Please connect that. Okay. That is totally not gonna hurt me later. Alright, what's happening in the back of it? Sure. That means we want to go a little bit of a... And then more or less do a line parallel to that all the way down. Then a little bit thicker, we want to go down to the end. Then above the grip, we want to bring this up and then bring this out. How come sit down? And we've got this little thing at the back here. What's that here? Okay, then we want to add some thickness to this, so we're gonna go WAP. Something like that. A little bit, isn't it? Alright, it should also be thicker, right? Like, you have to be able to... A handgun needs to what? At least be able to hold... a 9mm, right? Is that reasonable for handguns? 9mm. Like 9 to 10mm. That's what, 1 centimeter? 1 centimeter is about this much. And your hand wrapping around it is about... Actually, no. Just think about it this way. Your hand has to be able to hold it around it. So you're looking more about like, what? 3-4 centimeters minimum, even on the grip. Probably closer to like 5 or 6. It'd probably be a little bit wider than that. Make this a little bit thicker. Actually, am I at the angle for that? I kind of am. Am I vaguely at the angle where this is reasonable? It's also like a perspective thing, isn't it? Yeah, it's like fully a perspective thing here. So we've got this round part here on this attachment that I'm presuming is a laser sight. It doesn't really matter because it's out of frame. Something like that. Some details on there. The trigger guard should be thinner. Because it only needs to wrap over the trigger. Is what I'm understanding of this. Let's just say this part only comes out to like here maybe. Round this out a little bit. Yeah, let's just say this comes out to like here. This. And then the grip can be nice and thick. So we want to. What's the back of the grip look like? I'll be real. My biggest amount of gun knowledge comes entirely from the fact that I have played a fair amount of Fallout with an unhinged number of mods where people add much more realistic guns into the game. And that is literally the limits of my gun knowledge. not parallel, which is the main problem with this right now. I've completely free-handed this. It doesn't look completely insane, so I think that'll be a win for now. Let's bring this. Toss that in, so that's like that. Oh, the trigger itself needs a little bit of thickness, doesn't it? Tiny little bit here. Maybe something like that. There is something which I'm presuming is actually the hinge for the trigger itself here. There's a line going through there. It's probably better if I do that with color. The rest of this is probably better if I do it with color. Okay, something like that. Okay. Alright, now for this fountain pin. Fountain pin 100% needs to be thinner, but apart from that, it's actually fine. So, one. Put this right down the middle between these 2 points. Rolls over the top. Wasn't there a fountain pin on here somewhere? That was on, hold up. You. I just grabbed the wrong one. Oh, right. This, give me... Why is this... When did these get flipped? The heck? That's not really a problem. Let's just... the fountain pin... Only the very ends of it, which is... a little bit rounded. Apparently, fountain pins are still very popular in Great British Isles, and literally nowhere else. You know, that was also according to Wikipedia. I don't know how old that is. Okay, that's a more sensible and slightly less lethal fountain pen. It's still completely off the shape, but how do these things work? Okay, let me have a look. So we want to go and then this has to bend back in. And then something like that. Yeah, something like that. Alright. Then, very poorly created stamp. Somewhere around there. Let's make some very poor judgments here and freehand the bottom of the stamp here. Raise it up and then do this. This is such a bad. I need curve. We're like, oh my god, that's effective. What the fuck am I doing? Well, that's a little completely insane, so that's a stop. And let's round out these corners a little bit. Yikes. Okay, so that's just like that. Then we want to go underneath all of this crap. We'll go... document looking paper number 1. Document paper looking thing number 2. Pop that out. I'll do some very poor calligraphy onto that some other time, but ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Uh, um. Okay, then we go up to here. Ba ba bum ba 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 bum. And we'll just slot this moon here for now. Okay, oh, that's actually not terrible for a moon. Actually pretty proud of that. I think I'll just leave the rest of that to the coloring process. It wasn't a corner of this, I think it was just something, one of these, or something. Only had like the very corner of it in here. Yeah, just don't draw the stuff that you don't want to deal with. Just go whop, 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 whop. Good enough. Bu -bu -bu -bum. Okay, I want to have like a little bit of a crease on the things. We want this to be a little bit of a not completely flat edge. little bit of untidiness onto the wrapping here. I'll round out this corner. Fully round it out. Kind of do the same thing to these parts. Some bumps to it. Maybe add a crease like literally right here. Okay, let's have a look at the monstrosity I've created. Oh, actually not bad at all. Alright, and that will actually do it for the line art. I think the remainder of the details, I think ideally I want to put into the coloring portion, so it's not as big of a deal to not do it now. Let me just get this pocket into here. But the tie and the skirt details definitely need to go in on the coloring portion. Her waist isn't visible because she is packing enough that that is very not visible. Oh, I need to put her tags onto her. That is fine. I can just put it in quickly. Next time I need to finish up and shut up and let people sleep. So regardless, I think this is actually in a pretty good spot, all things considered. Wasn't exactly too sure how some parts would turn out, but some of the details are still currently missing because I definitely missed putting them in because there's also bits on her boots where the leather is different pieces of the leather is attached together for her boot. But I think this should be okay to go into coloring next time. Alright, so anyways, thank you very much for watching today's session of line arts. You want to see the coloring process going in. Remember to be subscribed or following, depending on where you're watching from. Leave a like because it helps me out, and I'll see you again next time.